All right, before we drive this car, little lesson. What is the last letter of the alphabet in the United States?
Z.
What is the last letter of the alphabet outside of the United States in every other English-speaking country?
Z.
We're in Canada. This is the ZZ. Let's go for it. All right, couple of things. First of all, look at Andrea driving a stick like a boss.
Yeah.
Look, it was not even 2 years ago that Andrea first learned to drive stick. You only get it for a week and you're doing great, Andrea.
Thank you. I'm having a ton of fun.
I think the main reason Andrea loves this car so much is because she's getting into the manual idea.
Yeah.
All right, then the other thing is we're going to divide this up, okay? So Andrea is going to take Z, and I will represent the US and call it the Z, because it's really hard to do, to call it the other thing. But
so we'll split it out.
It's
the way to go.
All right, so Andrea, what is under the hood of this new Z?
A 3-liter twin-turbo V6 with a 6-speed manual or a 9-speed automatic transmission, 400 horsepower, 350 pound-feet of torque. That's 68 horsepower and 30% more torque than the previous model. Standard rear-wheel drive.
Now that you drive a manual, Andrea, like a boss, could you even imagine owning this with an automatic?
Never. This is the only way to buy it. The next sports car we buy, it's got to be a manual.
All right, let's get into this thing. What do you get with it? What are the key standard features of the Z?
The base trim comes with an 8-inch touchscreen, wired Apple Carplay and Android Auto, a 12.3-inch digital display, a 6-speaker audio system, leather-wrapped steering wheel, manual driver and passenger seats, front and rear parking sensors, blind spot monitoring and rear cross-traffic alert, and forward collision warning.
It's so nice, Andrea, that Nissan gave us what's called S mode.
Yep.
What does that mean? What are you going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell. But most important thing also is to follow on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to see what's going on behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. This video is brought to you by Canada Drives. Shop online for your next used vehicle and enjoy the convenience of to-your-door delivery and the confidence of a 7-day love it or return it guarantee. Visit canadadrives.ca to learn more. First thing I noticed, Andrea, in my memory of the old car, this one feels more compliant and a little softer over the bumps.
Absolutely. This is a comfortable car to drive. I really like it as a daily driver. Not only is the comfort level inside the cabin great, it's just the softer suspension.
Oh, look at you go, eh? Look at you going like a boss. Feathering in the clutch. You're
loving it.
All right. Now, the thing is that there is an issue with all of that twin turbo power under the front. Getting the power down to the rear wheels in a climate like where we live, where it rains, it's tricky. It's
really tricky. I mean, makes me a little bit nervous when it's raining heavily in this. The rear wheels slip a lot. And you just lose a little bit of control over the vehicle.
What the problem I have is, like, you're buying this car to get the most out of it and have the most fun. But anytime there's any kind of inclement weather, and I'm not talking about snow, I would never take this out in the snow. I'm just talking about rain. You can't utilize the power you paid for. So there are other cars, and we're going to go through that as we drive this, that maybe make more sense for climates like ours. But if you live in the Sun Belt, man, you're going to have fun with this.
So we've got the performance model, one up from the base sport model, and it comes with things like mechanical limited slip differential, performance brakes, red brake calipers, and for the 6-speed manual, SynchroRev Match. So that's one of the reasons why I like and prefer this performance model. Also, for the first time in a rear-wheel drive Nissan vehicle, they've added advanced launch assist control system. So when you're at a stop and you're accelerating, it just provides smoother acceleration for you.
All right, the S mode is kind of cool, where you put it in and then it rev matches, and that's really good for when you're in a really twisty situation, back and forth, and you don't have to worry about the rev matching. For me, I like the rev matching. That's the whole part about driving a manual transmission car, is it takes quite a bit of time to really learn the idiosyncrasies of the car, where the engine's power works, and that's all the fun. I mean, that makes it easier, but for me, I like to do it myself.
I love the way this looks. It has a bit of a retro vibe to it, a throwback to the original Z, the 240 Z. It has this long hood, low stance. Love the back end. I mean, this car gets me excited.
Well, the original Z had a much longer hood. So yes, so they've gone with what kind of look like the oval lights in the front.
Yes.
I think it's the back of this car. They really nailed it. With the tail lamps and the black panel that goes side to side, I think it's the pitch of the rear hatch that really makes it look like the original. And I tell you what, if you want to get noticed, buy yourself a yellow Z.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this vehicle is the front. It's really squared off, and I get why Nissan did it. They wanted to make it a little bit more modern looking, but I think I would like it to be a little bit rounded. But hey, overall, I like it.
No, I totally dig the look of this car. I think that they absolutely nailed it.
We've got the red brake calipers on ours. Now you can get the top model, the Proto Spec, and it comes with yellow brake calipers, and then it also has yellow interior accents and bronze alloy wheels. A follower saw one drive by him and he said it looked pretty cool.
All right, then we get to the inside, and you know what, I gotta hand it to Nissan. They did a very good job of making a modern vehicle. The last car was plastic fantastic, and it just didn't befit the brand, in my opinion. And I also felt with the old model, the belt line was really high, and it seems like they've addressed that a little bit. The proportions of it are great. The comfort is excellent. What do you think of it?
I think it's fabulous. Like I said, the comfort level is here. I like that they've gone with a modern look in here. And then also...
You rev matching, eh? Fancy pants over there.
I mean, I just feel like I need this vehicle, right? Nissan, if you'd like me to like test drive one for maybe a year, I'll do it. No problem. I'll post some pictures on Instagram.
Just not on the rain, not in the rain.
Back to the interior, like I said, the comfort level is great. I find these seats really cradle your body. There's lots of thigh support. Like Zach said, you've got this modern interior, but then they've done some throwback to the more of a retro look with the 3 analog gauges, and also on the door, there's a vent, which some of the older models had. So I think that they've done just such a wonderful job with that.
Also, a kind of a retro thing is to have the seat controls next to the seat. In the 80s, this was a common thing from Japanese cars, and I kind of like that. That's very cool and retro.
The middle trim performance model really hits the sweet spot, and it's the one that we recommend. It comes with those extra features like aluminum performance pedals, leather appointed seating surfaces, 4-way power driver's seat with lumbar support and thigh support, 4-way power passenger seat, heated front seats, and the 8-speaker Bose sound system.
And there's no back seat for me to climb into. I will say, however, Andrea, I did climb into the hatch with the camera to get the shot you're looking at right now, so someone's got to do it. So the cargo area is actually quite useful. It's quite large. However, there is no spare tire in this car. It's a tire repair kit, which I'm not down with, but that's what you get. And we're going to push on with the ZZ with your questions.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
This looks like a fun weekend drive, but what about it as a daily driver? Well, we talked about that a lot already, about the rear wheel spinning a lot. You know, on a sunny day, on a nice spring, summer day, this is perfect. I think for Canada, it's Vancouver.
Yeah, listen,
right?
This really is a warm weather climate car. Even just being a little damp on the road, you just can't get the power down. So you're paying for all that power, but it's not tractable power.
One thing that I like about this Z is that it just feels comfortable. It's not too loud. The ride is not harsh. It has a softer suspension. So I'm a big fan of it. Would you buy this over a used Cayman?
Mm-mm.
No.
Cayman's a totally different car.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about getting the power down, yes, of course, you can light up the rear wheels of a Cayman if you push it hard, but it's a better everyday car for more inclement weather. Like, I would be much happier driving that in the rain. More confidence inspiring, I think.
For sure. I would even prefer to drive the Targa. That would be mine.
Okay, you're going way up a class there, Drea. Pump the
That's
brakes.
what I want. But you know what? This viewer, you know what he bought?
No, what did
he
he
bought
buy?
the Boxster.
Well, well done.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah.
If you got the money, that's the one to buy.
Yeah, we like the Boxster too. We put out a lot of content each week on the Motormouth YouTube channel, and it's super easy to find.
All you do is go to the YouTube search bar and type in Motormouth, the name of the channel, then the brand you're looking for. In this case, it's Nissan, and all of our videos pop up. It's that easy.
Who do you think will be first to the party with an electric sports coupe?
Well, if you believe Elon Musk, which I don't, I mean, we're still waiting for the cheap car. Remember, he promised that. The
pickup truck.
They're still waiting for that.
Yeah.
And the Roadster that he shot into space. Hey, good PR. But I think it's really probably going to be Porsche. They have announced that the 718 Cayman and Boxster will be electrified in the next iteration. When that is, I don't know.
And then my bet might be Mercedes-Benz or BMW after that, possibly.
And now it's time for our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
One of the most natural comparisons shoppers will look at is versus the BRZ or the GR86. Can you kindly explain which car you'd recommend to which type of buyer?
I just want to correct you, Andrea. That's a BRZ.
ZZ. What does it matter, really?
All right. I have to say, we didn't drive the BRZ, we drove the GR86.
That's right.
And I said to Andrew when we drove it, it is the most improved car that I've driven this year.
Yeah.
I thought they did an absolute fantastic job. It would be the same with the Subaru version. It's really packaging. That's the only difference between the two. But I'll say that I would take one of those over this just because I think it's a better everyday car.
Well, I agree with you. The complaints that people had about the GR86 was the torque dip and not enough power, and Toyota fixed both of those issues. So it's probably one of the most improved vehicles that we've driven this year. I like it a lot. I just felt like it was really had more of an aggressive drive to it. It just feels more comfortable, this vehicle from Nissan. I enjoy it more.
I applaud all the power. It's just you can't use all the power all the time. Like I said, if you're in a place or you drive it only in the summer, have at this car. But if you're going to try and drive it all year round, I would take one of those cars, much more tractable power, and a load of fun to drive. Trust me, it's in my opinion, the most improved car that I've driven this year.
I love the looks of this.
Yeah,
it
that I do agree with.
Such a beautiful look to it. It's a head turner, and I prefer it over the BRZ and the GR86.
So you know what you could do, Andrea? On a rainy, crappy day, you just get into the garage, get out a lawn chair, and look at it.
I would be happy to do that.
Or just short shift it. One thing I have noticed though, Andrea, if you take it out of S mode, so I want to do my own heel and toe driving, the throttle isn't as responsive. So I want to have a switch where I can get the throttle response up, but not have the rev matching automatically. I wish there was more configurable. So do you worry about fuel economy when you buy a car like this? Well, some do, so let's get into our vital stats.
I don't. Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then move on to the US. The 6-speed manual starts at just under $46,500 Canadian, and the 9-speed automatic is just under $48,000 Canadian. The performance model, the 6-speed manual we're test driving, is just under $58,500 Canadian. In the US, you don't have to pay extra for the 9-speed automatic transmission, so the base model starts at just under $40,000 in the US, and the performance model we're test driving is just under $50,000 in the US.
Here's the fuel economy for the manual: 13.4 liters per 100 kilometers city, 10 on the highway. That's 18 miles per gallon city, 24 miles per gallon highway. The automatic is rated at 12.3 liters per 100 kilometers city, 8.6 on the highway. That's 19 miles per gallon city, 28 miles per gallon highway. Nissan offers a warranty of 3 years, 60,000 kilometers, or 36,000 miles. Sporty car? You got some money? What else can you buy?
For your consideration.
4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Toyota GR Supra with a 3-liter turbocharged V6, 382 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $68,500.
The Subaru BRZ with a 2.4-liter flat-4, 228 horsepower at a starting price of $30,500.
The Porsche Cayman S with a turbocharged 2.5-liter flat-4, 350 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $85,000.
Here's our used car alternative from CanadaDrives.ca. We chose a 2019 Ford Mustang GT with just over 21,000 kilometers on the clock for $43,590. Click on the tab or the link in the description below to find more vehicles in this category from CanadaDrives.ca.
So there are 4 fun cars for you to consider.
Lightning round. 2 things we like to see improved.
Love the looks.
Love the fact they're sticking with the program.
I'd like to see maybe a heated steering wheel in here as an addition.
And how about heated seats on the base model?
Okay, I officially want one of these. I had so much fun with it this week. This is on my list.
All right, if you're in California, Florida, somewhere warm, you could drive this all year round and get at your Z.
Or Vancouver.
That would be a Z.
This video is brought to you by Canada Drives. Shop online for your next used vehicle and enjoy the convenience of to-your-door delivery and the confidence of a 7-day love it or return it guarantee. Visit CanadaDrives.ca to learn more.